Hey, did y'all know that Chrisean Rock is currently on probation in my home state of Oklahoma? Yeah, look, I remember hearing something about this, but I didn't put it high on my priority list, right? One is Chrisean Rock. I know who that is. I have supported some of the things or a lot of the things that she does. I think that she's a funny um, person that just enjoys life, but I wasn't fanning out at the fact that she was in my home state. A lot of people were, a lot of people cared. I guess I just didn't care that much. Maybe it comes from when I was a kid. I used to think that the kids that I would see on the game shows, the Double Dares, and the wrestling shows, like watching WWE, I used to think that those kids somehow got picked out some way. They just picked up a phone call and was like, "Hey, you're in. You get to be a part of the show." Or maybe their parents were a part of the staff, but I never thought that it was a reality. That is why I make sure at this moment to show my kids that, hey, you can do these things. I've taken them to concerts. I've taken them to shows. I've taken them to see WWE. Why? Because I want them to see that this is a reality. So maybe that kind of tainted my feelings towards this news being here, but that became an important piece of information today. Why? Because I saw Chrisean at church. I know, right? Look, don't be too surprised. And those of you all who do follow Chrisean a little bit wouldn't be that surprised, right? You know that she's put her faith in the forefront several different times. She's talked about it. She's talked about trying to make Christian music. So Chrisean and her faith, or Chrisean has been very vocal about her faith. But let's be honest, a lot of celebrities, especially black celebrities, always tend to mention their faith, right? It has a lot to do with them. I believe it has a lot to do with them being raised, especially in the South. A lot of them were churchgoers. They had grandmothers who were churchgoers, moms who were parents who were churchgoers. So these things seem to be a part of their life, and they just can't deny them, right? So a lot of these celebrities, especially those who are in the music industry, tend to mention their faith, right? It's kind of one of those things that you check mark. So that is what you would think about Chrisean. But as I went to church today and as I got to observe her specifically, I was surprised. Let me tell you how this actually breaks down. So first and foremost, I get invited to go to one of the biggest churches within Tulsa, Oklahoma. Those of you all who follow Pastor Mike Todd may know this church. It is called Transformation Church. It is one of the most popular churches within this city, and not just this city, but I believe that it's one of the most popular churches within this nation. Pastor Todd is very viral, and the things that he does and the things that he showcases are very viral. So it's a pretty big thing to go to this church. Now, back in 2018, I was going to this church. Everything was great. COVID stopped us from going. We wound up going to a little smaller church, my family church, and we, decided to stay. So I haven't been to Transformation since then. But I got invited by a coworker, which is crazy. He started going there and he was like, "Yo, you should show up to Transformation." No mention of Chrisean. I wasn't thinking of anything like that. He said, it's album release Sunday. They just dropped the project. It's going to be lit. Ty Tribbett is going to be there, and there's other guests. Okay, great. You know what? I'll go. You made it sound good. I'll go. I missed out when Kevin was there. Yeah, who's Kevin Burgess? KB. We're on a first name basis. Don't worry about it. But I missed it when he was there. I believe Anike was there, formerly known as Wande. I missed it when she was there. Caleb Gordon was there. These people for which I would call myself a peer of, or someone who really supports them and the culture that they move in. I didn't get to go to see that, but we're talking Ty Tribbett. This is my chance to see a legend on stage. And I'm like, you know what? Let's go. So we go to to transformation. And as we said, again, remember, I never put Chrisean at the top of my priority list. So I'm not even thinking anything. As we go and we have our seats, my wife is like, hey, Chrisean is over there. I'm like, really? I look, I can't even see. It's big, okay? The auditorium, it's a lot of people. It is the most popular church. But I look, and she's like, no, right here. So I see what she's talking about. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Never thought nothing of it. I don't know why I expected some big, large crowd to be around her at this time. She's a celebrity, internet celebrity, but she's a celebrity, right? She's very popular, especially to a lot of the young women, right? She's very popular. So I don't know why I thought that there was going to be one there, but there wasn't. And I thought that was pretty cool. I'm just like, oh, so maybe someone has talked to the church and said, hey, everybody, she's here. Let's just act normal. Or what? Now, like, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know what's going on. I've already told y'all what kind of tainted the way that I've seen reality, right? But whatever. So we're there, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. So the service begins to start, and so I move to the front. My buddy who invited me, shouts out to Tim. He's like, yo, I'm going to the front. He was like, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going to the front. I'm like, hey, what you mean? I'm going to the front too. Like, this is what I used to do. I understand that this is what I should be. I had no idea that this was an album release party, but it's okay. The project is dope. Thy Kingdom Come. Go and check it out by Transformation Worship. Back to the story. So we go to the front, and we're standing there. And as I'm standing there, I get a tap to kind of move out the way. I slide. And ultimately, I found myself standing right next to Chrisean. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. In the moment, I'm saying, don't freak out, don't freak out, don't freak out. But I'm saying this out loud. And I'm just trying to get a reaction, right? Just trying to gauge how she is, if she's, how she's going to move. Like, if she's going to kind of acknowledge the situation, like, whatever, right? And she does it kind of now. I'm like, okay, well, whatever, that was lame on my part. Yeah, it is what it is. All right, whatever. We're here for church. I'm going to let you do you because I'm sure you get this a lot. And I'm going to praise God, right? So we're there and it's going on. And what I tend to notice as I occasionally, again, I'm standing next to this internet celebrity. Occasionally as I look, I observe certain things about Chrisean that surprised me. One, she still don't know how to hold her baby. I don't know what's going on with that. But I'm not here to talk about that. She is genuinely the person that she gives off on Baddies, on her Instagram Live, that show that she was on with Blueface. She genuinely is that person. And there was even a moment that she was on her knees crying out to God. Now, I'm floored at this moment because I'm like, wow, here's somebody of your stature, of your position, and you don't care. You are truly there to have an experience. And I was very surprised. D1 has been talking lately that there's a shift happening, especially within the hip-hop culture. And it seems that is, in fact, what's going on. Like I said, it was pretty dope. It was pretty dope. I was like, oh, hey, you're real. You're not lying. Like, you know this. Every worship song that was coming on, she knew the words. She was praising God, clapping her hands, waving her arms, and really connecting. Looked like to me she knew God on a personal level. And that was a bit of a surprise. So then why? What's the question? Why must we, not we specifically, but why must celebrities put off certain images when they are able to be themselves? It's something different. This is not something that I'm just speaking on with her. There are several different people who give, especially within the Christian hip hop industry, that give off one thing, and when they're by themselves, when they're around those that they trust, they give off something totally different. I don't know. You could say that, hey man, they guarded because they don't want people to tear them down. I don't know. I will say in Chrisean's case, what she gave off is exactly what I saw. So I guess it can be done. But that's what I'm talking about. So I was very surprised. Very surprised. That's what that was. And then it was like, oh, a picture? Yeah, a picture. Then I'm like, here we go. I knew it. That where the camera's at. Come on, tell me somebody. Somebody just make sure I'm in the shot. It's a kid asking for a selfie. They knew who she was. She said, yeah. And that was it. Nobody else asked for a picture from what I saw. They let her be her. She was able to be herself. I think that was pretty dope to see, to experience, to observe. That was a pretty dope situation, because this is somebody that puts off a very lost demeanor, yet she's found. I don't know what I was expecting to see in regards to Chrisean, but what I saw, it's pretty dope. What y'all think, man? Did y'all think that this was all fake for her? Did y'all think that this was all a show? Did you guys believe or kind of scoff at when she was trying to, when she was saying these things, she wanted to get back, and the news came out about the Christian song that she wanted to make? Like, did that cause you to have a side eye? And how does this story change your perspective of Chrisean? Y'all already know who this is. It's Jay. Y'all come back for more. Let's go.